This is your daily encouragement. I'm Dr. Kevin Agar. We're down at Marriage Partners Studio. Why don't you take a look around with us? Hi guys, Dr. Kevin Agarth here. Hey, I just wanted to come and talk to you today about Eric and Jill. So Eric and Jill, they had a huge problem that they needed some help, that they just couldn't quite work through the issue. And Eric, he wanted to buy a boat, a big boat. So he'd take all his friends out, show them a great time. He wanted the family to go out on the boat too, and just, have a really nice time that way. And Jill, she wasn't very interested in boats at all, really. She wasn't interested in boats. And so they had this big problem that they're trying to work through. And of course, getting a boat would cost lots of money. And so Jill really didn't want to spend family money on something that she really wasn't interested in. So they had this conflict. And our course, Marital Negotiation, would teach you exactly how to handle a conflict, step by step, in a very peaceful, in a very pleasant way, so that it's not a big fight, it's no big argument or anything like that. And in fact, the process, you'll gain greater insight into each other and into each other's emotions. And then the outcome you can actually live with. So Eric and Jill, they decided that they're going to try to work this out. And here's the solution that they came up with. Eric decided, and Jill went along with it. So Eric decided, well, I'll just get a small boat then, and we'll go along with that. What do you think of that idea? I said, no, I don't think that's going to work real well, because Jill doesn't really want to even be out on a boat. And so, even though it's small, she's not spending as much family money, which is one of Jill's concerns. There's still, still the issue of her going out on this boat that she doesn't really want to. So they went back to the drawing board and went to work on it a little bit more, and they came up with a compromise. A compromise. We do not advocate, by the way, as a side note, we do not advocate for compromises. Now you might be saying, what? We've always been told a compromise is a good thing. Well, it's better than a fight, yes, but there's something far better, and that's called mutual agreement. And in this course, you will learn the skill set of how to come to mutual agreements in a very pleasant, very peaceful way, in a step-by-step format. So I sent them back to the drawing board, and the compromise that they came up with was that they would get a small boat, and that Jill would only have to go out with Eric every other weekend. She wouldn't have to go out every weekend with him and his friends. And they both, Eric wasn't super excited about it because it was a small boat and he couldn't have that many friends with, and he'd only have Jill with every other weekend. He would prefer to have her every weekend. Jill, wasn't thrilled about spending, some money on a boat, even though it wasn't a big boat, it was still money. And she wasn't really that thrilled about the every other weekend thing because she doesn't really like boats that much. So anyways, I said, no, wait a minute now, you guys got a compromise here, but that's not what this course teaches. And so we went through the course and trained and taught them. And it doesn't take that long, by the way, to go through it. It doesn't take that long at all. And they went back and they came up with a mutual agreement. Now let me ask you something. As soon as, under the compromise, as soon as there was a big sale going down at the store, and Jill's friend would have wanted her to go shopping, and it would have happened to have been on a weekend she was supposed to go on the boat with Eric, do you think she would have went out on the boat or would have went shopping? I agree. I think she would have went shopping. And do you think that, you know, when the boat needs some upgrades and some maintenance and it's going to cost some more money, do you think that's just going to be something that is just going to be acknowledged, or do you think Jill's going to be really upset about that? Yeah, I agree. I think Jill's going to be upset about it. So a compromise generally is not a win-win solution. It's not a win-win outcome. So they came up with a mutual agreement, a win-win solution. Now it takes some time, but you gain insight and you gain understanding to your spouse, and you develop compatibility with your spouse. So as they started to really talk about how Eric felt about a boat and how Jill felt about a boat, and they really started to gain insight into each other, really Eric's idea was that he likes boats, he likes being around the water, but he really loves showing his friends a good time. Okay, so here was the mutual agreement that they came up with. They decided that they're going to go to the lake several times throughout the summer, and they're going to rent a pavilion. I mean, they're saving all kinds of money on not buying a big boat. And they're going to show their friends a great time at this pavilion. So that meets Eric's need. That was the majority of Eric's desire. And they're by the water, they're by a lake, which was part 2 of Eric's deep desire. He loves the water and he loves showing his friends a good time. So here they are, they're at a pavilion. They're showing their friends a great time. They even had extra money because they didn't buy a big boat and they don't have all the maintenance costs and all the fuel costs. So they buy the food for their friends. They rented one of those jumpy things for the kids to jump up and down in. They've got music going, so it's kind of a lively feel and a really fun feel. And so both Eric's objectives and Jill's objectives were met. And you know what? This is a perfect mutual agreement. Now let me ask you this. Both Eric and Jill are going to have a great time. So do you think this is going to be sustainable or not sustainable? Well, sure. Of course it's going to be very, very sustainable. They both are in mutual agreement. Not only that, but they know each other at a deeper level than what they did before this conflict. Friends, I really want to impress upon you, when we have conflicts come up in life, and you cannot avoid them. You can't avoid a conflict. You can avoid trying to resolve it, but you cannot avoid a conflict. And when a conflict presents itself, it's a tremendous, a powerful opportunity. You can either create compatibility or you can destroy it. It's up to you. This course, Marital Negotiation, will show you how to create compatibility. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy because thousands of marriages have been transformed by learning how to handle their conflicts in a way that builds marriage, that builds compatibility, that gains intimacy into one another. It's helped so many, and I know it's going to help you. Please share this with your friends, and please comment in the comments below for this video. Remember, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. Thank you.